Heather Holt. I'm the CEO and founder of Just Soles, a user-driven site where shoe-loving ladies can go to either buy, sell, or rent shoes. Now, one of the biggest culprits right now of buying shoes online, especially with user-driven sites, is designer shoes, if they're real or if they're fake. So that's what we're here to talk about today, how to spot a fake. So recently, this happened to me. I'm not the first, I won't be the last. I recently bought a pair of shoes on eBay, designer, Brian Atwood, my love, and they ended up being fake. Now, I have an obsession, a sickness, so I was able to spot across the board everything that was wrong with that shoe. But I also realized that not everybody has my sickness and would be able to do that. So I'm here to tell you what little things to look for to really kind of wave that red flag for you and you're like, ah, that's not real. Take a sip, like a big glass of champagne, it's not real. And now that's for you. So every time I tell you why it's real or why it's fake, you're gonna take a sip, especially if you got a fake one. So let's begin. Leather sole. The leather sole is the #1 giveaway, especially with any high-end designer shoe. Now, if you've never had one before or felt one, the easiest, most accessible thing to do is to just go down to your nearest department store, or if you live in a place like Los Angeles, Chicago, New York, any major city that has shoe boutiques, go in and literally just feel the crap out of that shoe, because that's your #1 giveaway. And there's no teaching that. You just actually have to feel it. So if you don't have a leather sole on the bottom of your shoe, take a sip. Next one is a lot of designers in any of theirs, they'll have made in Italy. Sometimes it's separating their designer name, made in Italy. It will actually have a stamp right there. Now, if I spoke Italian, I would be able to tell you what that says, but I don't. So you're just gonna have to actually look at a real designer shoe at your nearest department store, shoe boutique, and take a look at it. It's always right there on the bottom of the shoe. Again, leather sole, and that's where you're gonna find it. And if it's misspelled, take a sip. You've just got a fake shoe. Oh, the biggest culprit right now. About a year ago, 25,000 fake Christian Louboutins were seized in customs, being smuggled over the border. Now, eBay probably has about 6,800 listings a week of Christian Louboutins. Now, if you can go online, take a look at Christian Louboutin site, Jimmy Choo, any high-end designer, and pick out just a regular classic pump, whether it's the Manolo B&B pump, Brian Atwood Maniac pump, Jimmy Choo Annika pump. Take that, look at those photos that are on the designer site, and then when you go on eBay and you see that exact photo and you still purchase the shoe, take a sip. You're probably getting a fake shoe. You should see a basic photo, multiple angles of the shoe you are buying from that seller directly. So obviously one of the most coveted shoes on the planet are the red bottom soles, Mr. Christian Louboutin. So how would you spot a fake of these? It's not easy. Sometimes they're really, really, really well made for a fake, for a knockoff. So your biggest one is Paris. You can see the sizing, the difference right there, and the actual text of what Paris says. And also, again, back to leather, the insole right here. Again, you just have to literally go to a department store, a boutique, and you actually have to feel it. Take a sip. That's fake, for sure. You just literally have to feel that. And also, the other one is the color of the bottom of these soles specifically. Now, this is just a basic red. There's really no shine to it whatsoever. This is shiny and pretty and real. Take a sip if this is your pair. The other one is stitching. Now the stitching on these are actually really, really good. So if that was gonna be your first giveaway, you might actually think that they are real. It's not nearly as tight and close on the leather. And you can really see that when you look at the real thing right there. So again, if this is the shoe you're looking at and this is the shoe that you bought, take a sip. You probably need a bigger glass at this point. That is a little one-on-one on how to spot a fake. So step 1, feel the bottom of the sole. A real leather sole. Granted, the exception of the red bottoms, all designer shoes use real leather soles. Part of the reason why you have to get them resoled so much. Second, stitching. Stitching is huge. Third is leather on the inside right there. And then also the stamp right there. So those are your 4 biggest giveaways. And then the last one, and Christian Louboutin doesn't do this, but all the other designers do, is a card of authenticity. So whether you buy this from Net-a-Porter, Gilt, Jimmy Choo himself, Barney Sachs, wherever, you're gonna get a ticket of authenticity. Basically just giving a description of that this is a handmade shoe. If you ever buy a pair of Christian Louboutins and you get that, run away. Take a sip. That's fake.